friends, welcome back to my channel. I am a wee bit late on filming this, but I wanted to go ahead and show you my latest progress on my two palettes that I have been panning throughout the year of 2018. I'll go ahead and start by showing you where I was last month for my How About Them Apples palette. And here's what my palette looks like after 9 months of usage. So no surprise here, but you guys can see I have completely finished up Pie over here. This didn't take me very long. I feel like it was like basically a week after my last video I was able to get this used up, and then I immediately switched over to using Crisp. Crisp, I feel like it maybe doesn't look like I've done a lot of progress, but getting really up close to it, you can see I've started to really wear down a lot of these sides. This is definitely something where as I'm using it up, I'm noticing that I'm getting left with more glitter. It's kind of weird. I am able to like get a nice, like it's on my cheeks right now, I get like a really nice kind of glow. I also have highlighter on, but I feel like the more I get down to the nitty gritty, the more glitter is being left as I use my stipple brush to apply it. I definitely don't mind it. I was for a while using this on my lips and my cheeks, but then I decided to sort of maybe start to try out Cobbler. And so you guys can see there's a very little dip that I have happening in Cobbler. I have not yet put this on my cheeks. I'm really going to wait until Crisp is gone completely, because the reality is, like, if I am down to just Cobbler at the end of the year, I won't feel that bad, but I will be upset with myself if I don't get Crisp used up. So I definitely want to focus this on my cheeks, and then once this is gone, then I'll move exclusively to using Cobbler. If I absolutely hate Cobbler, I'll probably just use it as a lip product until the end of the year, and then I will get rid of this. I definitely don't mind Cobbler on my lips. I do a very light layer, and it almost looks like I've had like a popsicle and it's sort of like washed onto my lips, and I'll throw like a clear gloss on or like a pink gloss on top of it, and you can barely even tell that I've used that color. This is definitely much more of an oilier based type product. It reminds me similar to I think it was maybe caramel, or maybe it was, I can't remember. One of these, I don't know, had the same type of texture as this, where it was very sort of emollient and almost like it had like an extra oil in it or something. But I do like it. I don't mind it as my lip color. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep slowly working away. I'm really hoping to have more noticeable progress where I've really widened the pan here, or I'm really hoping to like start to work on one side of this and wear that away. But either way, I'm just going to keep plugging away, and hopefully in the next 2 months I can get those colors used up. Okay, let's go ahead and move to Maybelline The Blush Nudes. I'll go ahead and show you what my palette looked like after 8 months of use. And here is what my palette looks like after 9 months of use. So as you guys, I think, can notice really heavily at first, I have made a lot of progress on this sort of taupey maroon color. I really unintentionally just kept using this color, and then I all of a sudden was just like, dang, I've got a lot of pan showing suddenly. I'm gonna try to work on either the bottom half here or the top half and just sort of work through that. We'll see. I feel like I always kind of set these goals and then like I abandon that color completely once I start to focus on it more. I did use this shade a bit more, but I don't feel like the progress is that substantial. And then I have this little like corner here. I don't know what it is, but I haven't been wanting to use this shade as much, but I need to just go ahead and really try to push myself the next month and kind of, I think, maybe try to get through this completely. That would be really nice. And then I've used this color a bit more selectively and widened the pan, I think a little bit more, but not substantially. I also managed to test out both of these colors. I think it's unrealistic to assume at this point in the year I'll be able to pan these completely, but I wanted to see if I actually even liked the shades. You guys know very early on in the year I tried this color out and I hated it, so I popped it out and threw it away. And I have to say, I don't hate these two colors at all, but they are very difficult to work with. They are really dry powders, And when you go to blend them on your eye, they don't really blend, like they become patchy. And so like you keep layering it and layering it and layering it up. And then finally when I get the color to where I want it and all of that jazz, I go to just blend them together and it blends away to nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the choice to pop these out and get rid of them just because they're not working for me and I don't feel like it's worth the fuss for a drugstore based palette. So I'll be down to these 4 colors. The next time you guys see this palette, I'll have taken those 2 out. And I feel like yes, on the one hand, it's a bummer that I've essentially gotten rid of 3 of the colors. So really by the end of the year, I've only panned 7 shadows from this, so to speak. But the reality is to have used up in some capacity at some point all the other shades in here for a drugstore palette that I only spent at the most $12 on, that's really not that bad to me. I don't mind that at all. So no big deal. But again, these will be gone when you guys see this palette next. And I'm hoping that I'll be done with this shadow as well. So I'll only be left with these 3 because that will feel quite feasible by the end of the year. But the other thing to note is what I've been using in conjunction with my Blush Nudes palette. Now, I originally was supposed to be using my Tarte palette that I got in a BoxyCharm, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't really like the texture of the cream shadow in there. And so as soon as I was kind of like, I'm not a big fan of using this right now, I decided to pull out something different, and that's also what I've been using for a lid color. And that is my Stila In The Moment palette. I pulled this back out and swatched it. It's definitely a palette that's on the older side. I got rid of this shade when I swatched these again to see if I wanted to use this. And I've actually hit pan on the 2 shades that I have been working on, which is this cream color in Desire, and I have a little tiny bit of pan on Instinct, which is, again, the 2 that I'm using. This has been my all over color. This has been my lid color, and then I've been using a crease color from my Blush Nudes. I have contemplated panning this for next year. I'm not 100% sold on if I would want to use Improvise and Captivate. I have to sort of play with those a bit more and see if I like them, but I theoretically might only be panning 7 shadows if I do this one, and who's to say this won't already be gone by the time the next year starts. So I'm kind of on the fence about it, but it's definitely been more on my horizon in conjunction with this Blush Nudes. So that is it for me. Not a super long update, not a ton of stuff to show, but I'm really hoping in the next month when we sort of edge through month 10 that I'll have much more progress to showcase to you guys. But that is it for me. I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.